Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today we are going to be talking about the morale over at Pixar surrounding Turning Red's straight to streaming release. But before we get into that, guys, just remember that at least one of my videos every week will be exclusive to my BitChute and Odyssey channels. I know I've been running behind this week, but I do promise that my exclusive video will come out Sunday, January 23rd on both my BitChute and Odyssey channels. So if you have not already clicked the links down in the description below, if you're watching this on YouTube to follow me over there, you should do that right now. But anyway, guys, let's get right into the main topic of the video. And this article is coming to us directly from the Hollywood Reporter, and the headline of, quote, "Everyone is really bummed out over Pixar's third straight-to-streaming film. How deep is the discontent at the prestigious animation studio as Turning Red heads straight to Disney Plus? Let's find out, boys and girls." A year ago, Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Chapek extolled the artistic triumph of Pixar's Soul during an earnings call and said he was absolutely thrilled with the result of sending the film straight to Disney Plus in the US amid the pandemic. Soul's Christmas Day debut on the service in 2020 helped lure in new subscribers and prevent churn. That month alone, Disney Plus added 8.1 million subs. But now, with the decision to dispatch the third Pixar movie in a row after Soul and Luca to Disney Plus, some are questioning whether Chapek and his team are diminishing the storied animation company. Turning Red, a coming-of-age tale directed by Dami Shi about a young Chinese-Canadian girl who morphs into a red panda whenever she gets too excited or stressed, was intended for theatrical release March 11th, 2022. Disney said those plans were disrupted by another surge in COVID-19 cases and the rise of the Omicron variant. Chapek has repeatedly said that flexibility is key during these complicated times. Many wonder whether Pixar animators are seeing red over the January 7th announcement. According to several sources with close ties to Pixar, that's not the case. Disappointment, not outrage, is a more apt description. Quote, "Everyone is really bummed, but most of us get it. Families aren't going to the movies," says one person at Pixar. Grosses did improve somewhat for family films this past fall once kids over 5 could be vaccinated. Still, Walt Disney Animation's Thanksgiving offering Encanto and Universal Illumination's Christmas sequel Sing 2 did a small fraction of pre-pandemic business, even though they were perceived as successes. Faced with a lackluster box office, Universal made Sing 2 available for rental on premium VOD on January 7th, several weeks earlier than planned. Disney has a different version of PVOD. Films including Walt Disney Animation's Raya and the Last Dragon launched simultaneously in March in theaters and for a $30 fee on Disney Plus Premier Access. The separate release strategy for Turning Red, i.e. making it available at no extra charge, like Soul and Luca, allows Disney to capitalize on the prestigious Pixar brand and growing the service at a time when every streamer is seeing subscriber growth slow. Luca and Soul were among the most viewed streaming movies of 2021 in the US, according to Nielsen, though exact numbers won't be released until later this month. Quote, "We were told that Soul brought a ton of subscribers to Disney Plus. Luca started off slower, but essentially did the same," the Pixar source says separately. "Doing a dual release in theaters and on the service might dilute the impact," the person says. Turning Red will play in theaters in countries where Disney Plus isn't available. The next Pixar movie after Turning Red is Lightyear, a Toy Story spin-off based on the beloved character Buzz Lightyear. Disney already has started its marketing campaign for the summer 2022 tentpole, including placing a trailer before Spider-Man No Way Home. If the pandemic persists, the contained disappointment among Pixar staffers over Turning Red's altered release plan will likely sour into another kind of emotion should Lightyear receive anything other than a theatrical release. And here's my 2 cents on it. You have to remember, boys and girls, at one point in time, Pixar was viewed as the creme de la creme of animation studios. If you were an animator, you wanted to go work for Pixar. In fact, KCAI, the Kansas City Art Institute, it's not Art Institute of, so don't get that confused. Like Art Institute, like Art Institute of Denver, Art Institute of, insert, city here, the Art Institute, the very famous Art Institute of, that got sued for like 11 or 12 billion dollars for fraud. KCAI is a completely separate, anyway, not the point. KCAI actually, Walt Disney himself is a former alumni. And when I went to college, I did go to college for the fine arts. KCAI obviously came out there and they had an entire pathway dedicated to the fact, that if you wanted to go and work for Disney or Pixar as an animator, you have to take this pathway because we will teach you how to do it. So yes, it was seen as the creme de la creme, but now what are the Pixar movies now doing? Oh, they're basically, let's call it, for lack of a better term, they're becoming made for TV movies. Whereas, Disney Animation Studios, a completely separate animation wing at Disney, their movie Raya and the Last Dragon launched on Disney Plus Premier Access at a $30 fee. Yet no one had to pay extra money to see Soul. No one had to pay any extra money to see Luca, and no one has to pay any extra money to see Turning Red. So I understand the frustration with the Pixar employees, where it's like, hey, our shit is effectively being devalued while they're trying to prop up this, this other animation wing. And guys, that's pretty much all I got for you. Before I drag this on for way longer than it needs to be, do let me know what you guys feel about, these Pixar movies all coming to Disney Plus at no extra cost. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me long enough, you know I'm terrible at ending these videos, so I will just see you guys on next time.